When it comes to small business, you have to maximize your time. Figuring out what to spend your time on, which are hopefully the profitable activities, is one of the keys to success. We're continuing our look at do-it-yourself publishing today, and it's very appealing on a lot of levels. You can save money creating your own materials, and you should be able to save time as well. Now, do-it-yourself publishing can happen in a small one- or two-person office where you have to be jack of all trades, or in larger offices where you might have a publishing specialist. But the hallmark is the ability to shorten the assembly line. Having less steps in the process is going to save you money. Now, if I'm the one who knows the message, who understands the concepts that we're trying to communicate, then the fewest steps from my brain onto the paper, that's our goal. Now, I may know the message, but I may not be gifted graphically. So I either have to dump all of my knowledge onto a graphic artist, or I have to find some other form of support. And that support comes in the form of templates and wizards, which we can find in software like Microsoft Publisher. But there are other resources that you can also consider. For example, let's take a look at HP's in-house marketing resources at hp.ca/inhouse. This is a site dedicated to do-it-yourself publishing from a marketing perspective. Now, they start out with a bunch of free classes, and I repeat the word free. Classes in using applications like Photoshop, Word Publisher, CorelDRAW, or even how to do things like run direct mail campaigns, design your own logos, or start on your first website. Now, taking these classes gives you a real leg up on using these applications. We've shown you Microsoft Publisher in the past on the show. Very easy to use as far as creating published documents. It's all template and wizard driven. Microsoft Word can do just as good a job as Publisher, but it's a little less intuitive. It's not designed with templates and wizards for creating these sort of documents, so you have to learn how to use it a little more effectively. But it's much more widely distributed, so it's well worth the effort of learning to use Microsoft Word. Once you've taken the classes, you can start looking through the other resources. They have guides, online guides, as well. They have a whole series of templates. Now, these templates aren't a lot different than what you might find in Microsoft Publisher, and indeed, some of them will actually work within Publisher. You see here's a list of really nice graphical looks, so find one that appeals to you for your particular message. I like this one here. And let's say I'm an urban company, a company that's doing urban reclamation. I think that this, graphically speaking, this brochure will be perfect once I plug my own photos and my own text into it. And I take a look here, I can download it for free into Microsoft Word and open it. So I've already done that. Let's show you how it looks once I've spent a little bit of time in it. So I downloaded it, and I started adding my own text. You Renew 2, that's our company that does all of the urban renewal stuff. So this is a brochure that I want to be able to hand out to tell people what we do. I've taken the content out of my brain, downloaded it onto the page. I haven't had to worry about the graphics. I can scale the photos, place the photos, do all those sorts of things right within Microsoft Word. And once I've done, I can print it out. But the key once you print it out is you want to have the kind of quality that you want to share to create the proper impression when you give it to people. We'll take a look at that for quality. Absolutely beautiful. Now, these new laser printers, like the 2600 here from HP, do such a good job that you can also even print off photos. Take a look at that photo right there. That is just spectacular. And this is printed on plain paper. I printed this on HP's advanced paper, which is still plain paper. It does a really good job. So for limited runs now of 5 to maybe even 100 or so copies, my color laser is the ideal printer. It's fast, and it provides incredible quality. There's two keys to do-it-yourself publishing. First is cost, and the second, convenience. Now, cost is going to vary on the amount of color that you have covering each of the page, and also how many pages you're printing. But my research shows that this little brochure is going to cost me about 16 cents a page. Now, compare that with color lasers at quick print shops, which typically cost about $1 a page, and you start to see how economical do-it-yourself publishing is. Actually, let me show you one other tool so that you can price it out yourself. HP has this really neat print cost calculator tool. This is a really complicated URL, so we'll just put it on our website. Go to dottotech.com and you'll find a link to it. But if we take a look down here, you choose what percentage of your page is covered with toner or ink. And in this particular case, it's about 20%. And then how many copies you want to print. You submit that, and it comes back with how much it'll cost you to publish each page based on HP's different hardware models. So here I have the Color LaserJet 2600, about 16 cents a page. Now, a really cool thing is if we just go over into this next column 2 over, where it says acquisition break-even cost versus print shops, this is how many times I would have to do this sort of a job before this printer would have paid for itself. In other words, I would have saved enough money to purchase this hardware. Now, I mentioned how convenient do-it-yourself publishing is. I made all of the editorial decisions myself, which reduces the length of time it takes to produce these materials. Now, of course, you need to have a trusted proofreader, and you should always proof your documents in hard copy. You catch a lot more errors proofing in paper than you do on the screen. But now, if I need to make a change for an individual client or change a price or a part number, it takes me seconds. This is the power of doing it yourself. You can modify the content whenever you need it. And there is one last benefit to consider. When you know that you can produce this sort of quality at very short notice, then you don't need to print up hundreds or even thousands of copies in advance. So you don't have to store boxes of brochures. And even better, you don't waste anything because of a change in your product or your message. We've all seen backrooms filled with cartons of old marketing materials that are now out of date. What a waste. It's better to just print what you need, and then when you run out, print some more. Do-it-yourself publishing gives you all of the control you need to save time, save money, save the odd tree, and look like a star while you're doing it.
For more information about any of the products we cover on the show, drop by our website at dottotech.com.